Hey, good afternoon. Chris here with Blue Suede Barbecue, and I'm going to show you how I've prepared and will smoke this brisket flat for the big game today for Super Bowl Sunday. So what I started out doing 2 days ago with this brisket flat is I trimmed the excess fat off, and then I put just a little bit of yellow mustard on to act as a binder, right? And then I took some of my Blue Suede Barbecue Memphis dry rub, some salt and some pepper, put a nice rub on there, wrapped it in plastic wrap and left it in the fridge for about 48 hours. So now we're ready to throw this on the smoker. What we're going to do is, because all that salt and seasoning in there, you can see how the meat is wet, right? We don't want it to be wet when it goes in the smoker. We want it to be dry. And the reason for that is if it's wet, you're not going to get that nice crusty bark on the outside. It's going to stay kind of moist and damp. It's still going to taste good, but you're not going to have that crunch and that bark that everybody loves with their brisket or their barbecue in general. So I'm just taking some paper towels. I'm going to wipe this off. There's different ways you can do it. Some people like to run it under the sink and wash it off. Some people do other things. This is just what I do. You figure out what works best for you and what you like. So now I'm taking off that excess. And you can see that I've still got a good amount of that rub on there. And still a little bit more moisture. So I'm going to do it one more time. Alright, now we're going to season it again before we throw it on the smoker. So I'm going to start with salt and pepper. I have finely ground black pepper. I would like to use coarse ground, but I don't have that available with me today. I do have coarse sea salt. And the reason I like to use coarse pepper and coarse salt is that the coarser the salt and pepper, that really helps the smoke bind to the meat, and it's going to help you get, again, that nice char that you're looking for. So I just take the pepper. I don't really need a binder this time because I've already kind of got that adhesion that you need, right? And it is a rub, so get it in there nice and pat it down, rub it in. Again with this coarse sea salt. Now, if you're doing it Texas style, okay, that's really all you want is sea salt or salt and pepper. And don't let the Texans lie to you. They also use seasoned salt or garlic powder, but they'll tell you it's just salt and pepper, but we know that. So I'm going to get that on there, rub it in. I'll come back with a little more of this Blue Suede Barbecue dry rub, which is a really great rub. I originally developed it for pork ribs, but I've kind of modified it just a little bit, and I'm going to tell you, it really goes great on anything. Chicken, fish. I use it when I smoke Thanksgiving turkey. I use a little bit of it when I do Christmas smoked prime rib. It goes great on anything. Duck, I've used it on duck when I smoke some duck. Alright, make sure you get the edges. Because again, this is what gets you that nice crust. We'll do the same thing on this other side. Start with the pepper. Now for a binder, if you want to use a binder, you don't have to, but if you want to, You could use something like olive oil. You could use canola oil, peanut oil. You could use, like I said, sometimes for this I use yellow mustard. There's really no right or wrong answer. All right, a lot of people are going to tell you this is the only way to do it. This is how you have to do it, or it's not real. Hey, do what you like. That's what I say. If it tastes good, it tastes good. I, for this, use yellow mustard. For the ribs that I'm going to do later, which we'll have a video for that, I'm going to use yellow mustard as well. It doesn't really do much for the additional flavor, but I just like the way it comes out when I use yellow mustard. Alright, this brisket's ready. We're going to take it out to the smoker. Alright, we're back. We're going to put this brisket flat into my smoker. Now, I've got a few different ones, but what I'm using today for this is the Pit Boss Memphis. As you know or don't know, I'm from Memphis, so hence the name Blue Suede Barbecue, right? And this really is a great product. It's super heat efficient down here in the smoker. Right now I'm using some pecan chips, or excuse me, some pecan pellets. I love pecan flavor. It goes really great with the meat without overpowering it like mesquite can kind of do sometimes. Alright, so we have it set. We're just under 250, which is what I'm looking at. I've got a separate thermometer here just to make sure that we're good. I've got my water pan full. We're going to put this on the top rack with the fat side down, just because that's going to be the hottest part, right? Some folks say fat side up, fat side down. In reality, you just want to put the fat on the hottest part, so that way it helps render it. Alright, we'll check back later. Alright, we're 4 hours into the smoke of the brisket flat. It looks great. It's probe tender. I just checked it out. It's probe tender. Look at that. We're going to take this inside. I'm going to show you how I wrap it in butcher paper and then put it back in the smoker. Be right back. Alright, hey, welcome back. So we're about 4 hours into the smoking of this brisket flat. It's probe tender. It's about 171 degrees internal temp, so we got through the stall. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. You can do this in a bunch of different ways. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do it today. So I start off with 2 pieces of butcher paper. As you see right here, I don't have the pink stuff that a lot of folks have. It's not really necessary. I'm going to need some of this whiskey vinegar. I picked this up on the street at a shop in Brussels, Belgium. So I can't tell you where to get it, but I know I got it there. Alright, so we're just going to put a little bit of whiskey vinegar down. I've got some apple butter here. Again, that's not like a standard or traditional thing, but you know what? I like it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our brisket here. Oh yeah. Just going to set that right on top. Ooh, it's hot. Do the same thing, just a little splash of the whiskey vinegar on top of that. Kind of help balance out some of the spices that we've got going on there. And we'll take a little more of this apple butter. We're just going to put that on there like that. Alright, now when you wrap this, you want to wrap it fairly tight. Alright? Because what this is going to do, it's going to keep the juices in there, and the smoke is going to be able to come in, and you're still going to get some more smoke on this meat. Alright, I'm going to take this, throw it back on the smoker for another hour and a half, 2 hours until it's about 203 degrees internal temp. Come back.